I have one or two extras, so
Whoa.
deal with it. They're too good. Sorry.
No, they're not.
Yep.
I had a hard
I'm
time
gonna,
finding 5 good ones.
I was
yeah.
gonna say, you both kind of sucked. I found extras.
No, you sucked.
Nope.
You sucked and broke the rules.
Zero crossover.
Good.
So there's like 17.
Yep.
Let's do it.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. All right, ready?
Yep.
And
Ooh, here we are, starting off right with a 1972 Datsun 240Z with a G-nose conversion, a 5-speed, and an L28. And it's white with flares and black wheels and fender mirrors.
Soren, you have questions? Go ahead.
I don't.
What?
I mean, I don't like it.
You don't
What?
want to ask what a Geno's conversion is?
I don't. I'm not a Nissan, Datsun, whatever 240 person. I don't like fender mirrors in most cases. The rest of it doesn't matter.
Oh, God. You are so
What is a
boring.
Geno's, Barrett?
The G-nose is the Fairlady Z Squawk nose. So that's the Japanese nose.
Really?
Yep.
Are they're all like that?
No, the Japanese ones are.
All the Japanese
The
ones are like
Fairladies
that?
are. We
Really?
didn't get that.
I don't think all the Japanese ones are either.
And pretty sure they are. Maybe not all of them, but if it was a Fairlady, it had that. Which I'm pretty sure they all were.
Like,
Anyway.
Fairlady is what they call the Z car in Japan.
Yeah.
So they're all Fairladies.
So I got a different
I'm
nose
pretty
in Japan than I
sure
got everywhere
all
else.
the Japanese Fairladies
I don't
had
think
that
that's
nose.
true.
I think you're
I
wrong.
think the Geno's was a special thing.
Maybe because it looked good.
While you're waiting for that,
Yeah.
I don't like those cars, as I said, but I think that one has a good look for them. It's got a nice stance. It's got good wheels.
This is maybe other than now, this engine's really good, I think, for this car. But other than I might put an RB26 in, this is exactly how my car would look if I built one.
Exactly.
Exactly.
White.
It would be white. It might have bronze wheels, though.
That would look good.
And I don't know that I would hate that engine because that's got carbs and stacks and
It's a nice car. I don't know what OER carburetors are.
but if I were building one of these, it would look pretty much exactly like this. It may or may not have a different engine in it, but I think they did a really nice job on it.
Yeah, I'm not into those. I don't want one, but it's got a nice
I'm
stance.
I'm into those.
It's not rusty. It's clean. It's
But
got the
$71,000
What do you?
Seems like a lot.
seems like a lot.
It's a nice one.
Okay. And it's got fender mirrors. Not a fan.
Fender mirrors are cool.
Uh,
I'm gonna go with
what's cool about them?
They look cool. Look at them.
Well, okay, so if you're going to say fender mirrors are cool, I don't think they look cool. I think they can't possibly work as well because you got to look really far ahead to see something which is now very tiny.
Yeah, but you're looking far ahead anyway.
yeah. Kind of seems like a bad idea.
I don't fender mirrors on Japanese cars have to do with making the car less wide so that it was easier to navigate and park back in the oldie day?
Maybe.
I don't know.
Don't know. I think I'm a no at $71,000.
Are we looking for money here?
Well, I mean the car's okay.
It's a great car.
Well, I'm a no because I don't like those.
I like
But
those.
but I feel like that's too much money for that car.
It's kind of a lot, but someone thought it was just the right amount.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Okay. Next.
Next.
Well, here gracing your eyeballs is a 1991 Acura NSX with a supercharger and a 5-speed manual. And it's got some good mods on it.
Such as?
The wheels are, I think, a really good choice.
Okay.
It's got a supercharger,
Okay.
which I'm usually not a fan on, but I think on this car it would be good.
Right.
I really like the hood.
Is that different than normal?
Yeah,
It's got some vents.
it's got some vents. It might have some rockers. I don't know if those are factory or
I don't
not.
think those are factory.
It all just looks cool, and I would like one of these.
That car looks like it has too much back for its front.
Well, some
It
might
kinda,
say
some
something.
angles, they kind of look like that because the window comes back to like here.
It's mid-engine.
Yeah, it looks less like that in that picture.
Yeah, these pictures do make it look a little longer in the back than normal. Maybe it's the silver.
Maybe, but I like it in
Don't know.
silver.
What kind of car is it?
Yeah,
Could be an NSX.
Oh,
I would say, Mayor, that those are unoffensive wheels, but they're not awesome.
You don't like OZs?
They're
Okay.
okay.
Super Legeras?
I'm curious to see how that seat reflects the rest of the interior.
there you go.
It's not the best.
It's
No.
not the worst.
But I think this car could use a supercharger.
Sure.
Now, I mean, you could probably put some black seats in it and make it better, or some racing seats.
Maybe. I don't think those seats are bad. I mean,
Not a huge fan of the silver.
No,
No.
I like the silver.
I'm almost always not a huge fan of silver. I don't particularly think that's a good looking car overall, shape wise. It may be fun to drive. I'm curious, Bear, why you think a supercharger instead of a turbo.
Well, I mean, maybe a turbo is a better way to do it, but superchargers are easy on these because it seems like a lot of them have it.
Yeah. The engine compartment is
Pretty
somewhat cramped.
Yeah,
Yeah, but if the
you
engine's
could
mid,
put a rear mount turbo on it, but
you could put a turbo in the back.
I think there's lots of people that sell supercharger kits.
I'm generally a fan of a supercharger over a turbo. I'm just curious why you would
You
say,
are?
yeah,
I'm not because of belt slippage.
right, parasitic loss.
Parasitic loss isn't that big a deal, I don't think. I mean, it's still
Making
making more power.
than it uses.
Doesn't matter how much it uses to me. But typically, when you turn the boost up a little bit, you start having belt issues, depending on how well the kit's designed.
I don't like all the additional plumbing and heat of a turbo. I don't like the fact that it increases maintenance and maintenance requirements.
How so? Versus a supercharger.
Uh, well, if your oil gets a little bit low and your
These
turbo
got
gets
little brake
starved,
ducts on all these things.
kapow.
Say that again, sorry.
If your oil gets a little bit low and your turbo gets starved, it can blow up. I don't know if that.
If your oil level gets low and your turbocharger gets starved of oil, it goes kapow.
Yeah, my mom had. I don't know how many fucking cars have that. At
Yeah, but
least
that
3.
wasn't a performance car, and you should check your oil.
I agree, and I do every time I get gas.
You still have to maintain a supercharger.
Yeah,
Most of them, I think all of them these days, have their own oil system.
Yeah.
So, but you still have to maintain that. I mean, it's still, and obviously, if you're making 15 pounds of boost and you run it out of oil enough that turbocharger would starve of oil, you have bigger problems than the turbocharger.
I think
Sure.
my problem with turbochargers comes down to I don't like exhaust. I don't like exhaust bolts. I've taken off intakes and not had any significant issues with that. I've almost never taken apart an exhaust without something breaking. And I don't want more complicated exhaust. I just don't like it.
Is something breaking like the internet?
Possibly. But I mean, like studs and bolts. So the less exhaust is on a car, the happier I am with it.
Okay.
And adding a turbo is obviously adding a significant amount of exhaust.
Not necessarily.
It's got moving parts that your exhaust didn't have before, and it's got more tube.
Not necessarily.
It's supposed to be an inline turbo.
My truck doesn't have any more exhaust piping than it would if it didn't have turbos.
No, but it has weird manifolds.
I mean, they're not weird.
They're just manifolds.
It's just more complicated.
It's not.
In a
No.
place, it's
You
more
just put
complicated
a
than it would be
turbo
naturally
where the
aspirated.
clamp would go.
I guess, yeah, because it has
And
coolant and oil
that
going in.
complication is added to places that get really hot and brittle.
But knock on wood, one of my turbos has almost 300,000 miles on it, and the other one would if that thing hadn't happened.
Yeah, but if I recall correctly, that involved Marty coming over and carefully removing a broken bolt.
Marty was here already, and we broke off a stud.
Yeah.
Yeah, that happens whether it's got a turbo or not.
Yeah, but you don't have to fuck with the exhaust nearly as much if it doesn't have a turbo.
You do if your exhaust manifold breaks, which is what happened.
Because it had a turbo hanging off of it.
No,
No.
and the exhaust manifold breaks on that thing because it wasn't designed properly. Didn't have enough bolts.
Oh, yeah, I remember that. It's got like 3 bolts or some ridiculous thing.
Yeah, I think there's 4 or 5. But the back bolt is way far away from the port, so it's just got a big lever. So it just gets hot and cold and hot and cold and hot and cold, and eventually,
Well, that's my
Shits
basic
the stud
objection
off.
to turbos. I'm not saying there aren't situations in which I would own a turbo, but I prefer superchargers.
All right. Well,
okay.
this is an awesome car.
I disagree on the awesome.
Why?
Well, I don't like the silver.
Okay.
I don't like the side skirts.
What?
I disagree that the Super Legeres are a great wheel for that car.
He's just tearing you down.
The Supercharger.
Next. I don't even want to hear it.
Nope. Supercharger.
I don't want to hear it.
The
You're
Supercharger.
wrong.
I'm a little on the fence about. I think I'd like you would rather have a turbo.
Yeah.
I don't like the NSX on the seats or the color of the seats. Yeah,
That's a
the
lot
price I
harsher.
think is good. I think
It's a
60.
really good price for
Yeah.
one of those.
I think 60 grand for
And a
NSX.
manual?
Yep,
Yeah.
it's a
So
pretty
the
good
question
price.
is,
And I would own it, and I would probably drive it.
I'd drive the
and you
hell
could
out
wrap
of
it for a couple of grand
Sure,
into a color you like better.
Yep.
You could probably find an interior to swap in.
sure.
It's just 2 seats. The interior is nothing.
Yeah, and carpet.
I'm just
Right.
saying, as it sits, I'm not a big fan.
Because there's most of the rest of it's black anyway.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I think you're being harsher on that
Whatever.
than I am, and I don't like this.
Let's look at something else.
Next.
Hopefully he's chosen better on the next one.
You're not gonna like mine.
This is
Oh,
yours. This is theirs.
I
Oh,
know.
we're keeping on my JDM theme.
For now,
Okay.
it's mixed up a little bit.
Is it?
Yeah.
Because this is a 1998 Toyota Celica GT4
JDM.
JDM edition.
It's JDM because we didn't get that model.
Yeah.
I'm gonna ask a question.
Okay.
So we say Celica, and the Brits say Celica.
Yeah.
Do they?
Yeah, and I wonder which one's right.
Probably neither one.
They're all right.
They also say oregano, which makes me insane.
Haven't heard that one either.
Someone's
Ah.
got to like this.
I like the
because
blue. I do
It's
not
a great blue.
like the white wheels. I don't like the interior. I don't like the JDM.
And it's a Toyota.
I'm not a
It's a-
Toyota fanboy
You
like you think
are.
I am.
But
Oh, you switched over to Subarus.
those have the Ferrantino Eterno Pressa tires.
The what?
You should all
Ferrantino
be so
Eterno
lucky.
Pressa tires.
Does that matter in any way?
What does what matter?
I can't imagine buying a car and bring a trailer and keeping the tires that came on it unless they just happen to be excellent and in great condition.
Ah, okay. So you're saying crappy tires make no difference to you?
None at all.
I think
When I buy a new car, I change
I
the
think
tires.
this is an awesome sort. I don't know if you know exactly what this is.
It's a JDM 1998 Toyota Celica or Celica GT4.
Yeah, it's turbocharged. It's all-wheel drive. It's manual, and it's a Toyota rally car.
It's pretty much
For
the
the
guts they
roads.
used for
It's not
Project
a-
Pinky.
it's not a rally car.
It's not a rally car, but
It's a rally homologation car.
homologation car, which is pretty cool.
So
And it's the same drivetrain that they switched into a Mini on Project Pinky, which is your favorite
I do enjoy Project
series.
Pinky. It's not my favorite series, but I enjoy
It's
it.
your favorite series in the entire world.
In fact, I'm
Upon
a little
in
bit
the
sad that
garage.
they didn't finish the escargot thing.
Yeah.
The right hand driveness of that is off putting to me. The wheels I don't like. Other than that,
All right,
I don't
so
have
you
I don't
spend
have anything
$1,000 on wheels.
and infinite money making it not right hand drive.
Um,
It's not a bad shape
theoretically, you could convert that
Yeah.
fairly easily.
because they made it to be assembled one way or the
because they
other.
did bring a Celica here,
Yeah.
just not the
I don't know if
GT4.
you'd have to look at the drivetrain side of
Yeah.
it. Maybe there's something in the way, like a turbo or all-wheel driveness.
How much was this?
I don't know.
Oh,
And neither does the internet.
says checking for last second bids. Let's try to refresh.
18 grand.
18,750.
That's cheap.
That's pretty cheap.
So
It's not rusty.
there's things I want to know before I would commit to that.
Okay.
What type of all-wheel drive is it? How does that system work?
It sends the power to the four wheels.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's just basically your basic rally car
I believe,
driveline.
I don't know if these had the adjustable center diff.
How much power does it make?
It's
Permanent all-wheel drive with viscous center coupling and torque sensing rear differential. 251 horsepower.
It's
Stop.
enough.
Okay, yeah. So,
And those are highly modified.
and I like the color. The wheels and tires, I don't give a shit about. Those can be changed.
How do you not like the interior?
It's just not great. My main objection to it is that it's right-hand drive
Yeah.
Yeah.
because I don't want to deal with that.
Well, they don't make them any other way.
Well, that is a problem for me.
I think I'm okay with the whole thing except the right-hand drive. It's not
Yeah.
for me.
I would change the wheels, but
Maybe.
It's
At
not
least
about
those-
shape of wheel. I just
that is a great price, I think.
At least those are good wheels.
Yeah.
right, you could just have them powder coated.
They're not
So were the ones on the NSX. They just
Sure.
maybe not have looked the best on that.
Right. But I think that's a great price.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm going to say no because it's right-hand drive, but otherwise yes.
Okay. I don't think the next one is Bears.
God, I hope not. I'm
Nope.
tired of explaining away.
This is mine.
Oh, you
Mate.
got some explaining to do.
1996 Mazda Eunos Cosmo Type SX.
That is not an American market car, is it?
I picked a right-hand drive car after I just complained about a right-hand drive
Yeah.
car.
Hmm.
And it's an automatic. That's too bad. I can't remember if they made those in a manual or not.
That looks like it might be an okay wheel.
Yeah. I think those are a really nice looking car.
Really?
Yep. You don't think so?
No.
There's
Really?
something about Japanese
the trunk
cars
is too long and the hood's too long.
when they try to make
And
a
the middle's too long.
big luxury type car.
And there's only two seats.
It just doesn't. It's like they don't know what to do with the space. Maybe.
This one has Westlake SA07 tires.
I again don't care. I actually like the interior for what it is.
Are there back seats back there? Nothing. That's a two-seater?
No, it's got.
Is that just a shelf back there?
That's a good question.
Where is the instrument cluster?
Ooh, if it's got a digital dash, it might sway me onto liking
It
it.
does have individual rear seats.
Here's where we run into problems.
So I think the later ones I like a little better because the later ones had the 3-rotor.
Yeah.
This has the 2-rotor,
Oh.
but it's basically the RX-7
But bigger.
twin turbo.
Huger.
So I'm going to just stop you there and say no.
Yeah.
Really?
It's right-hand drive Winkle.
It doesn't even look good.
It doesn't really look that good.
How dare you?
It's nice wheels. The
Yeah,
interior's
the best part
interior's
about it's
okay.
the wheels and hopefully the dashboard if that works. And I want
Trying
to
to-
see a picture of it.
Trying to find a dashboard. There's the back seat.
Ooh.
Wow,
The back seats are cool.
that looks like a bathhouse.
That's kind of neat. Yeah.
If I was a little kid, that would be awesome.
Little kids shouldn't be at bathhouses.
I don't know where you got that idea.
Okay. Well, I thought it was interesting at least.
It's interesting, you know.
And the winning bid was 10.5.
I mean, that's
Ooh,
not much money for a car that goes. Although you do have to be concerned that at some point the apex seals are going to go and it's going to explode.
Yes.
And it's got
and it looks
2 sets of them.
hideous.
I don't think it looks hideous.
It doesn't look
so
hideous.
bad.
It's just
You
got
could
that.
buy an RX-7.
It just
Not
got that
for
weird
$10,000. You can't.
Japanese luxury car thing.
No, but if I'm buying something with a terrible engine thing in it, made by Mazda, I might as well just
Okay,
buy
so
a
you're a-
good-looking one.
So what you're trying to say is you're a no.
And I'm
I'm a no.
Speaking of Mazdas, I changed oil on Tanya's car today just because it's relatively new, and I usually do frequent oil changes until I feel like the oil quality is happy. And I was underneath it in the garage, and I was thinking, it's so weird that there's a Mazda in my stable
Mm-hmm.
because I would
Yeah, 'cause
never
you're
have
a
thought.
Toyota Subaru fanboy.
It was strange to me. But that opened me up to the idea that I could possibly own other Mazdas.
Like a Eunos Cosmo type SX?
No,
Oh.
that is not one of the possible things.
How many of those were made? Did it say anywhere in there?
I think a lot. I think those were pretty popular cars in Japan.
And where's a picture of the dashboard? Oh, there's one. So it just lights up needles and gauges
Yep.
that. So it's not a digital dash.
Nope.
Terrible. What a terrible car.
Okay, I think I'm a yes at 10,000. You'll never see another one.
I hope not.
There's that, I guess. All right, next. Who is this?
Ooh, this had to be me.
It's not me,
This
which
was-
is surprising.
So this is a Lexus-powered Lotus 7 style roadster. And I guess this was my pick for Soren
Okay.
that I think he's overlooking some good convertibles that are Britishy looking. This one's got good color combos all the way around.
Looks like a Caterham.
Yeah.
I don't
But it's
overlook
got
those.
a Lexus V8 in it.
Great. It is good colors.
And you're
I
just
don't like the roll
poo-pooing
bar.
it
I
right
just
out
take
of
it
the
out.
fucking gate.
I didn't poo-poo that.
You said, ooh.
I did not say ooh.
Yeah, you scoffed.
I didn't.
I heard scoffing.
I said nothing.
Now, it does have a tool on the passenger seat.
What?
You would like that, though, because you could fiddle with something.
I don't like the dashboard configuration or setup,
Oh, that's perfect for you though.
but that's an easy thing to fix.
Yeah, you could
And
fix that.
you'd be fixing that anyway.
Yeah, why, Bear?
What?
You, I think, are misunderstanding
No.
me.
This was $16,000.
Right.
And is this... Now,
Okay.
the intake looks similar to the engine in the DP. Was this the basis of the DP engine?
That's a 1UZFE. The intake does look similar. It doesn't look exactly the same though.
Right, the heads look different.
I like the color,
Uh,
like the wheels. A V8's fine. Feel like Lexus can probably make that not suck.
maybe
Or maybe the heads don't look different.
the heads do, kind of.
Yeah,
Um,
the air filter's terrible.
actually the intake's pretty similar, but not exactly the
Would you say
same.
the air filter's terrible?
Air filter's terrible.
Why is it terrible?
Well, it just stuck right onto the throttle body.
What's wrong with that?
I don't know.
Oh no, that could be.
Is the intake on backwards?
Yeah, it could be. Obviously, the Lexus and the DP doesn't have all this stuff,
Right. Very
but
low
it just
valve
has
stuff.
open the belt drive for the cams is just open,
Right.
so they just took all that stuff off.
But I thought good color combos.
Yep.
I think it's a car Soren would like.
It is. I like the wheels.
The wheels
got
are
side pipes.
great. It's got side pipes.
I would change those side pipes to something that looks a little bit less like I just made it, but that's fine.
Yeah. They start off really small and get bigger.
I don't like the roll cage, but whatever.
It's not a roll cage.
You don't like that roll bar,
It's a roll bar.
or you
Roll
don't like
bar, I'm
a
sorry.
roll
I
bar
don't like
at
the
all.
roll bar.
You know what
I kinda
just
don't like
noticed
those to
is
have
it has
roll
fender
bars.
flares on the back.
I kind of feel like if you roll that over, you should die, like on a motorcycle.
Well, you'll
Because
have
it's
the windshield to save you.
Basically a motorcycle.
Is it the numbers that are throwing you off? Or is it because I picked it and you didn't pick it?
I said I like it. I would peel the numbers off. I would change the exhaust. I would change the dashboard. But for that price, I'm a yes.
Holy shit.
Yeah, probably. I guess I'm probably
Because
a yes.
I
That's
think
a type of thing I want.
probably fun.
It's probably pretty fun for 16 grand.
I got to think there aren't any Lexus V8s that don't make more power than the weight of that merits.
Yeah.
I don't know. That is probably around 300.
I'm gonna guess
Horsepower?
300 ish.
4 liter. Yeah, I don't know anything about them.
Maybe
I
I'd
don't
keep the roll bar.
What?
Maybe I'd keep the roll bar.
I don't know why you wouldn't keep.
Yeah, I
it.
don't know why
Because
you
it's
wouldn't.
ugly as fuck.
It's
don't-
not that much taller than the seats.
Right. Yeah. Anyway. All right. So
I'm a yes.
Soren's a yes. Bear's a yes. I'm a yeah, probably.
Haha!
Uh,
It's a 1973 Saab Sonnet 3, which I picked. Because
why? It's blue.
Okay, go ahead.
Good
Because-
interior,
We're listening.
when I think Saab, I think Saab 900.
Mm-hmm.
which
and
is way better than this.
That may not be a good car. I don't know. But it's a cool looking car for a Saab. And
Saabs are cool looking cars
I
for
got-
Saabs.
I got puzzled by those wheels and just sort of got stuck being puzzled by them. And so I kept it. I don't know anything about that car. I I didn't even look at the interior. It's good colors.
I'll give you that. It's a good color combo.
Those wheels are to wheels as Zardoz is to movies.
Don't know what that means.
Excuse me.
It's not good, but I kind of can't stop looking at it.
Oh, you like the V4.
I do like V4s.
Are you okay with the fact that it's a Ford V4?
Yeah, it's a sub on it.
Huh?
I'm not anti-Ford.
You are kind of.
No,
Unless
I
it's
wouldn't.
a big block or small block Mustang.
I wouldn't buy a
69.
Ford in most cases, but I'm not anti-Ford in general. Aside from the fact that he was oppressive and a Nazi, but whatever.
Okay. That's a really nice example of a car I don't want.
Yeah, that's probably the nicest one I've ever seen.
Of a car you don't want.
Yep.
Yeah, still don't
I
want
don't. I
it.
don't particularly want it. I just thought it was interesting,
And it's
and
way too expensive.
I don't get what's going on with those wheels. They're crazy.
What? Why are they crazy?
Why are they crazy?
They're just crazy.
Because they're black and white and have holes in them?
They look like a docking ring from a space
Whoa.
station.
Hey, this is a family programming
It's
here.
not a family program. And docking ring from a spaceship is not, a space station is not unfamily.
Well, we didn't know where you're going with that.
Yeah, we weren't. We got to be ready to censor you.
Those wheels also, for the record, and I don't know if those are what came with it, look pretty big for 1973 for a car in general.
I think those are 15-inch wheels.
Maybe it's a small car.
It's a very small car.
They look pretty big
It
against
has a
that
V4.
car.
So was this before or after? Wasn't there like a Mexican Puma, Mexican-made Puma car that looked kind of similar to this? Was it Volkswagen powered though,
That's Brazilian.
or Brazilian, or Bajaya, or
They have Volkswagen powered, yeah, the Puma. I don't know if it looks.
It's
I mean, I
originally,
guess it's sort of like
I think
that,
they look kind of like that.
delivered to Cleveland.
kind of a sporty car
Yeah,
looking.
I guess.
Okay, so I'm a no.
Yeah, no.
Wait, I'm a no too.
You're a no.
Yeah, I don't want it. It's just
Famously
interesting.
picks cars he doesn't
Yeah,
even want.
Picks cars he doesn't like.
I pick cars that I want to look into more.
Okay, Bear, come on.
All right, here we go. Thank goodness someone
Seriously.
listed a 1988 Chevrolet Corvette Callaway twin turbo on Bring a Trailer this week, and it sold for, wait a minute, $35,000.
But it's a C4.
C4 twin turbo Corvette, good colors, good wheels. I don't know what else you would want. I mean, unless you wanted one of those more wild twin turbo ones.
It appears to be a good blue.
It's a great blue. Oh, it's an automatic.
It is.
It's not great wheels.
Gross.
Turbo 400 with an overdrive.
Yeah, I overlooked that part. In fact, I didn't. I just read the headline and was like, "Yep."
Wouldn't it say if it had a manual?
Not in
Probably.
not in the description, the headline.
Often in the headline.
If it was, maybe I don't know.
Pretty much if it doesn't say manual, then it isn't.
I challenge you on that one.
Unless it's a thing that's always manual.
Anyway,
That is a great color combination.
I think it's phenomenal. It's got the good seats.
I would disagree on that being good seats.
You
I don't think
you just picked a Saab Sonic.
I don't think GM made good seats in the 80s.
Those are the best seats GM's made probably ever, and they probably didn't even make them. So what's the torque law number on this?
I think these were
382 horsepower,
562.
562 torque laws.
So that doesn't turn very fast at all.
It probably revs to 55.
Mm-hmm.
That's all you need when you get close to 600 foot-pounds of torque.
It's crazy that they had that silly gas pump icon with the city and highway numbers that long ago.
Yeah, it's got magnesium wheels.
I'm split on this one because that is a great color.
It is a great color.
Just because it's an automatic.
Those wheels are awesome. It's a Callaway.
It's
It doesn't
twin
have
turbo.
it doesn't have the wild Callaway bodywork on it,
No,
but it's got the gills. I didn't see that.
How hard is it to drop a real gearbox in that?
probably not very hard.
There
Yeah,
you go.
it'd be expensive. Probably $5,000 by the time you get one and stuff to put it in.
That's why I'm torn. I guess I'm a yes.
I'm a yes
Well, I'm a no
because
because
I
it's a
picked it
C4.
and I like it, Soren.
I get
I
that,
would own it
You're a
and
no.
drive it.
Because it's a C4.
and I
You
just
hate-
don't like those.
You hate C4.
You love those. You are
Well, luckily, the next one you won't have to worry about then.
yeah.
Really? Because that has good wheels for a
What?
Corvette. Those are
That
okay.
has wheels that Bear has.
Those are the wheels that came on my car.
know,
As
do you still have
Corvette wheels go, I don't
I
dislike
think
those.
so. I think I still have.
These are the ZR1 ones, though.
Yeah.
So 1990 Corvette ZR1 active suspension prototype.
Ooh, wonder if that actually works.
So notice
Well, my car came with it.
the hood's different. No, your car didn't.
Well, it had active suspension.
No, it didn't.
Sure it did.
Didn't your car basically almost not have suspension when you got it?
Your car has never had active suspension. Bear.
Sure it did. It had a switch.
That made the shocks stiffer.
Yep.
That's not active.
You could actively switch it.
That's still passive.
You could activate it.
What is that? Interactive suspension? It's not active
It's
suspension.
not active.
Active suspension should be analyzing the environment and making changes on your behalf, right?
Yes.
Within a category
So that
that
was
you've told it that
Part
you
of
want.
a $27 million.
Well, that's what you get a passenger. It was within reach of the passenger. You could just have them
So
over there
your
switching it.
passenger is called active suspension?
Yeah,
$27 million R&D project in 1990.
that sounds fun.
That sounds like a lot of money, but
So
then
that
you have
was
to consider
basically their
GM.
mag shocks.
No, it was active suspension. Everything out there is still reactive suspension, not active suspension.
I thought
No, I don't.
Mercedes claimed to have active suspension.
I don't think Mercedes did prototypes also.
I thought companies had sensors ahead of the wheels that would read the road, and then
I don't think anybody's built a car that has active suspension on it that you can drive every day. Apparently, this one does have all the stuff on it.
I wonder if it works.
I think.
apparently it got super hot, so they had to put hood vents on it.
Yeah, I think that's for the 3,000 psi self-leveling prototype hydraulic suspension system.
Which is not going to be light.
Mm-mm.
And if you ever need anything for it, you're going to have somebody make it.
Or you make it yourself.
See, good seats.
Those really are good seats.
I don't know why you don't like those. They have buttons on them.
I don't like the
I mean, they're comfortable.
They're really comfortable.
buttons in the bolsters.
The bolsters can squeeze you.
I don't want to be squeezed in the bolsters.
Well, then you unsqueeze them.
Is that a key?
Yeah, that's the power key. But it,
Zero One's had a power key or a valet key, so you could turn the power down
Oh.
if you're giving it to somebody.
it's also got a gauge of awesomeness and a switch of awesomeness.
And apparently a 6-speed.
Yeah, it's a ZR1.
Well,
Whoa.
I'm a no.
Whoa, those are huge. Is that? Oh, so maybe that's the pump on that side.
I think, yeah, that's what it said.
Wow.
It was co-designed by GM and Lotus and built by Mercury Marine.
The engine was
Engine was.
Mercury Marine.
That is so cool.
Yeah, I think that's really cool. Especially if the active suspension still works.
Yeah.
I think the last little bit of comment there was that it has an internal GM number, but it doesn't actually have a VIN.
Correct.
So how do you register that?
Wow.
It's a Corvette. You could probably just buy a Corvette and
It's sold on a bill of sale for off-road use only.
So you can't drive it on the street?
probably do a
You
show
couldn't.
display.
Bear or I could,
Why?
because we'd figure out a way to do that.
Wouldn't an easy way to be to go to a junkyard and buy a total 1990 Corvette and put the VIN on it?
Maybe. Or buy a parts car. Or,
Yeah, you can't do anything like that. That's, against the law.
Is it?
or you could try and get a title for it, depending on the state you live in.
I mean, I'm not willing to find out because it's a C4.
Yeah, I think that's really cool. And I think the price is fantastic on
It's
that.
cool. If it would have sold at that, I wouldn't
Oh,
be
it's bid
surprised.
to 38,000.
It is interesting.
It makes me wonder what they wanted for it. It's got a little vent on the front bumper there too, on the
Mhm.
side.
It looks like some sort of little scoop
Yeah,
down here too.
Well, there's probably some shit that gets really hot in there.
yeah.
So back then, I think 80s into early 90s, there was Chevrolet was doing it. I think Mercedes did some active suspension stuff, and probably a couple other companies. that was going to be the thing of the future, but nobody's really haven't seen anybody do it.
So it seems to me that to get that to work right, you need radar or LiDAR sensing the road in front
Yeah,
of
I
the
bet
wheel.
those things hanging off the bumper are sensors.
And
Could be.
then you need to know accurately how fast the car is going.
Yeah, but it also does some other stuff like which a lot of modern cars do have, where it senses based on throttle position and your speed and all that
Yeah.
kind of stuff how aggressive you're being, and it'll stiffen up the shocks and that kind of stuff. This car, the big thing on the active suspension stuff is when you turned hard into a corner,
Does it stiffen the outside?
it would stiffen the outside.
Which doesn't really
Is
seem the same as active suspension
So
so
is
much as
McLaren P1 not active?
The McLaren P1's not active suspension, but it's pretty close. Actually, I think regular McLarens have the sway
Yeah.
bars that.
Yeah, we have maybe from a 720. We have a 570N and it's got regular sway bars and springs on it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I thought they all had the
That's what I
hydraulic sway
thought
bar.
too, but it doesn't.
Hmm.
It's like a cheap one.
Anyway, I'm a yes.
I'm a yes.
I'm a no. This is an 898 mile 1996 Chevrolet Impala SS, which sold for $60,000. Am I reading that right?
Mm-hmm.
So
You are reading that
I
correctly.
picked this because last time I picked a red one and I prefer black. So there you go. It's ridiculous that it has 898 miles on it.
So is this the most expensive car so far this week? Is my Datsun more than this?
Yeah, Datsun was 71,000
71.
and the NSX was 60.
Okay.
I like the way these look.
So you're gonna have one of these over my mostly awesome NSX?
Absolutely. Without doubt.
Wow.
I like them. I recognize that that's a character flaw in me, but I like them.
I like them for like
Glad you
$4
recognize
grand.
that.
Well,
Even 10.
Obviously,
like 10 would get you a nice one that's got like 30,000 miles on it.
that one is not ideal because it's got too few miles on it and it's way too much money. Like the red one wasn't ideal because it's red.
So you're saying next week you're gonna pick another not ideal one?
If there is one, I felt this week had pretty slim pickings, honestly.
All right. I'm definitely a no on that.
Well, I also have
Yeah.
a no
No.
You're a no?
Why don't you pick a car you
Are
would
you a no?
actually like and drive?
because you yell at me when I do.
No, we don't.
When did we do that?
We're
The
yelling
last
at
time
you
I
right
picked
now.
a Morgan three-wheeler.
By the way, I saw 2 Morgans today
Yeah.
at the bottom of the
Did
hill.
they have 6 wheels? Could they make it up the hill?
You know where the bottom of the hill is?
No.
That's where Hills Market is.
Yeah.
Is Worthington Hills,
Gotcha.
and that is the bottom of the hill where Hills Market is.
Doesn't seem that uphilly to me there.
If you turn left, it is
Oh, and go into
Worthington Hills.
yeah. Okay, yeah. So at the bottom of the hill, turning left from northbound.
Oh God!
So you saw 2 Morgans at the bottom of the hill.
At the bottom of the hill. I don't know why. I don't know where they belong. They were in. There used to be something in the parking lot on the north side of that intersection, and it's gone now. So it's just an empty asphalt lot. And people put their cars there for sale,
Huh.
but there was a +4 and a +8 sitting there, no tops on them, so they're open.
It was dry and hot today.
So somebody had been driving them. They were there the first time I went by, and they were there later. So anyway,
Maybe they overheated.
Well, they might work at the
Pretty
market.
sure Kevin's Camaro's been in that parking lot while it was
that's
overheated.
exactly where the Camaro overheated again.
I think you need to clarify and say that's exactly one of the 6 or 8 places that the
I
Camaro
think that was
overheated.
reheat 3 or overheat 3, right?
Because I brought water down to 315 south of 270 where it was overheated.
And then we made it.
Well, we got
a mile.
water at the pool, or tried to get water.
We
at the
got
pool.
water. I think we got water at the pool.
Yeah.
And then then it overheated and had to be in the park in Powell for a little bit, but it was getting dark by then and everybody was worried about the cops, which is weird.
Well, it didn't have license plates or
Turn signals or headlights.
yeah.
But it had a big block.
It had a really big block.
It had a dart Dart heads
565, I think. Anyway, sorry.
also didn't have a differential.
60 grand for a terrible car.
Nope. Now this, on the other hand. Oh, we're checking for last second bids.
Didn't we look at one of these last week?
We looked at a
no.
Star Chief a
Oh,
while
it was
back.
a
It was a
Pontiac
58.
something.
Star
was-
Chief.
It was a 58.
It was bigger.
Yes, much bigger.
Is that 11,000?
11 grand.
Bid 2.
It seems like that'd be a $30,000 car all day.
Well, maybe the
At
person
least.
selling it thought that.
So it's got a 317 Strato Street V8, 3-speed manual.
It's a cool name for an engine.
I think that car looks really good.
Oh, I wouldn't say that.
No,
I think the front does.
you don't like the yellow.
Nah, I don't like the yellow, and I don't like the
It
weird
does.
little fin things on the back.
It does kind of look like they just ran out of inspiration at the B-pillar.
I would be. Oh, I think the body looks great on this.
It looks good at that angle, but that side profile looks
I can
like
agree.
the roof is way too big,
I disagree. I do
or
wonder
the trunk's not long enough.
what that would look like. Nimbus gray and Granada gold. Whoa.
You probably need to put in
Fishing lures.
Pontiac. Or just look for images of that Pontiac.
I think that's the color it is, isn't it? No?
I don't think so.
So that's pretty close to.
It's maybe a little browner on the backside than
So they're calling white Nimbus gray.
Apparently,
it's like
Which,
it's
I
an
mean-
off-white.
that's a really old picture. So
Nimbus is clouds. Yeah, but the building is appropriately building colors. The grass is kind of appropriately grass colors.
yeah, I was just curious what that looked like. Anyway, I think that's a nice looking car. It's 3-speed on the tree.
I don't enjoy driving those.
I am gonna know it.
You know,
If
okay,
I'm
so
having a big old Pontiac thing, I'd have the thing from last week.
Oh,
I
well,
think
'Cause
for 11
the
grand,
dash on this is just terrible.
but the thing from last week was like $90,000
Yeah, it was like 100 grand.
or 150,000 or something.
the Star Chief?
Yeah,
Well, that's a different thing.
because it was cool.
Yeah. When
This
that
is
was
just
fuel
I
injected.
think
this is like a bad '56 Chevy.
obviously didn't go for 11 grand. I don't think there's anything terrible about that dash.
Yeah,
Fair.
it's definitely not as
Um,
pizzazzy.
but if that had sold for 11 grand, I would say yes, because for 11 grand for a car that's almost 80 years old, well, it's almost 70 years old, sorry, that's in good condition, that's hard to beat.
That's nice.
I don't know what they wanted for it, and I don't know that
Please tell me someone picked that red thing.
yeah.
But you mean that red thing?
Yeah.
Nope.
I didn't.
Well, there's always next week.
Yep.
So I'm yes at 11, but I'm not necessarily yes at whatever they wanted for
I
it.
think I'm yes at 11. Maybe
I might
not.
even be like yes at 15,
Might be yes at 15.
because it's
Sure.
not a bad looking car. It looks to be in good
Best
shape.
thing about it's, I think, the front bumper.
I think the Chieftain was the bottom of the line, or maybe one up from the bottom.
I just don't like the back. The back is too bulbousy.
I think it looks good.
Think of it this way: there were probably a whole hell of a lot of cars made in 1956. Not
Yeah.
very many of them remain in good
Yeah,
condition.
that's a nice car.
So if you can get something that is pretty okay for,
Well, you didn't say the same thing about my awesome Datsun.
because it's a shitbox.
This
Yeah,
is
that's not true.
also
I don't like the
The
styling
shitbox.
of a Datsun anything.
you just said well anything that's old and in really good shape I like.
No. How
That's
much was that
exactly
Datsun?
what I was gonna say.
$71,000.
All right. What I said was anything that is pretty old and in pretty good condition that you can get for, and then you cut me off.
Yeah, strategically.
$10,000 to $15,000 you have to consider, because it's.
Do you?
Yeah, I think you have to just not dismiss it outright, because they're not ever going to be any more of them.
Yeah, I think that'd be a pretty nice cruiser.
Well, I couldn't see cruising in it.
Okay. Woof. Eesh.
Oh, a parts car?
That's
I guess
me.
this is bring a trailer, right?
That is
Yeah.
a 2000 BMW M Roadster.
Yeah.
It's. I'm not
You
a big
picked
fan.
it because
Does it run and drive? It supposedly only has 67,000 miles on it.
I don't like red that much, but I would accept it on one of those. I don't like those wheels, but I can change it. You were complaining at me for not getting and selecting an M version last week,
That's true.
so I have selected an M version this week.
Thank you.
the only problem I see with that thing is the white top.
Well,
Yeah, but you could paint that.
Yeah.
or just
And
get
those are
get
expensive.
a different cloth made.
No, it's a hard top.
Oh, it's a hard top.
It's got a black soft top.
Yeah.
Well, then vinyl it.
You got to paint it. They don't make vinyl that color.
Yeah, that should have been the lead photo right there.
Vinyl it black and call it good.
Because that looks pretty good with the black top.
Actually, I don't think the white top looks terrible.
Considering you thought it was a soft top, I guess. We have a clown shoe in the shop right now.
Do you?
Black on black. 3.2 non S54.
I think that might be a yes at
They are
14,
really
14
nice
grand.
on the inside.
Yeah, that's a really good price, I think.
Yeah. I think that's a fair price for one of those. So that's kind of what they go for.
Is it?
Yeah. A non 02 one. Yeah.
With 67,000 miles?
That might be low mileage, but yeah. I don't know why. It looks like that thing's kind of rough.
Yeah, I think that's just not a good picture. Because the picture with the black top up,
Mm-hmm. They took it outside on like a cloudy day,
that looks really clean.
so it's got
Yeah.
bad picture tone and bad reflections. And the white top is less appealing than the black top.
And actually, it looks pretty clean in the up close
Yeah.
pictures,
The
too.
wheels look like trash.
Yeah.
Don't make a
they
difference.
refinished. But the seats look great.
Yeah. The seats are really nice. They're really comfy.
So yes.
I'm a yes.
I mean, yes.
That's a great
Next.
car for the price.
Oh, you'll love this one.
I don't love it.
Well, it is bring a trailer.
That seems to just be a body.
It's left-hand drive.
That's good.
Left-hand
Is
drive.
it left-hand drive if it doesn't have any wheels
I don't
or
think it
tires or
is.
engine
I
or
think it's
steering wheel
just.
or steering rack or suspension?
Okay, it's potentially left-hand drive. How's that?
It could be center drive. It could be top drive. Currently,
It's potentially a
bottom
flower
drive.
planter in your yard. It'd be a hard sell for me to be a yes on this.
What's an Acura? Is it an Acura or Acia?
Asisa?
Acisa?
Seca?
Is that?
Akeka? I don't know.
Can't pronounce it. I don't like it.
So these are, by the way,
Hardtop Cobra.
it goes through that, explains it, but the AC Ace is the convertible version of this.
Right. Yeah.
Which
Which
is what
is-
the Cobra.
What the Cobra was made out
Yeah.
of.
Yeah.
So that's sort of a Cobra.
Is there
coupe.
a side view?
Except that it isn't.
It's kind of a Cobra coupe.
It kind of could have been a Cobra coupe. But it isn't.
But I think that'd be pretty cool.
That would be cool if you did that with it.
Yep.
I'm a no.
Bid 217. God, there's so many cool cars I could have clicked on.
To what?
In fact, I did click on some of them.
I mean, it needs some work.
It needs.
It looks like someone just took a sawzall to those doors and just cut them to size.
It needs all the work.
Well, it doesn't need like the roof worked on.
I think you basically
Or
want
the
to take
hood.
that as it sits, put it on a rotisserie, blast it, find all the spots where there's no actual metal.
It looks like someone's blasted or
Yeah, it's aluminum.
most
Well, clean
stripped
it,
most of it.
paint
It's
it,
all stripped. That's bare aluminum.
Except the doors.
and then set about building a car out of it.
There's pretty good sized dents in there.
It's pretty much made out of dents.
Yeah, I'll give you that.
I'm just
I mean,
definitely.
that picture's blurry and I see dents.
I definitely am now.
It's blurry because our internet connection sucks.
Blurred because it's terrible and we should just go on to the next one.
But look at the frame.
I'm with Bear.
What frame?
Well, if it wasn't blurry.
The frame that's made out of jacks
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, all the jack stands underneath it.
and actual jacks.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess technically it is a rollable chassis.
Maybe that's what they mean by a roll bar. Is it some bars you can just roll around on the floor? This looks awful barnacle-y.
Yeah, I'm just not into it.
Okay. So Soren's a no, Bear's a no. I'm a maybe.
But you want a like a
If I had way more
10-year
time
project.
on my hands, maybe, but even he wants at least more than 17 grand. Are you kidding
If
me?
you had way more time and a lot more money.
All right.
Yeah, way more.
Because you have to build
If I had
a
way
Cobra.
more
Alright.
time and close to $150,000, maybe.
Enough.
Next. Next. This is me. 1963 Chevrolet Corvette split window coupe. 327, 340, 4-speed. In, I can't tell if that's black or dark blue, but I like it. I think it's good looking.
Says blue.
It's $195,000, which makes it a no for me, but it's pretty badass.
You finally picked the best C2 Corvette you probably could have.
I'm not spending $195,000,
Well, then you're not going to get one of those.
but that doesn't mean I can't look at it and appreciate that it's pretty fucking cool.
It is cool.
Yeah, it's pretty nice.
And either that's been very well kept or it's been had some work done to it.
No, they restore these.
That worked out too.
So I guess that's a no for me with the money that I have now. But if they hire me as CEO of Microsoft, I'll have it.
Why are you
So you're saying
knowing cars that you picked that you can't afford?
Seriously.
I can't afford the NSX, but I picked it.
I'm being honest.
But
I don't
you're,
look at money. I think it's a cool car.
but you're a yes if you could afford it.
If you
I'm a
could
yes if I could afford
If
it.
you could
Okay.
afford it,
Well, then
you
you're a
want
yes.
it. It's a good car.
I can't afford any of these things.
Yeah.
So I'm a. No, I'm not a yes on that. I mean, that's pretty cool. I wouldn't own it if I could afford it.
I would have to have
No side pipe.
a large surplus of money,
Does not have side pipes
which I count as a plus.
or a big block.
Which I count as a plus.
Next.
So this one, for $90,000 less, is a 1967 Chevrolet Corvette convertible, which I prefer. 327, 350 4-speed with side pipes in green, with, I'm pretty sure, a tan interior. And if I had $105,000, I'd have that, even if it was tight on my budget, because that's basically, if I was going to have a Corvette, the one that I want.
See, I think Soren, you're moving in the right direction here.
Yep.
I think this is a perfect car.
That's definitely a winner.
Well, there aren't any things about it that I don't like. I mean,
And that one's really nice.
I'm sure if I spent a lot of time looking at it, I would
It's got
find
the same
things.
award the other one did, and it's
It wasn't-
$100,000.
It's not an award.
Whatever, it's a
The
certificate.
delivery certificate.
I like those wheels on it. I know those are real covers, I think, but
They're
No.
turbines.
It's a real wheel.
I like them. I like the shape. I like the color.
Those are the same wheels the other car had.
Yeah, that's pretty nice.
It's nice.
I like that it appears
good.
to have a hard top.
It does.
See, so that one I'm a yes,
There you go.
even at 105.
Yeah, that's a good
Right.
one.
Because I feel like that's a car that I could take out on a Saturday evening or a Sunday afternoon and drive around with Tanya and then go to a restaurant or something. I don't know
Sure.
what there's not a lot else I would do with it, but it's a good tootling around cruising car.
Toodlin.
Yeah, I might show up at that thing at Plain City where they're Dutchman where they have the drive-in
car
on
show.
The car show.
Tuesdays, I think it is.
You could win car shows with that.
Yep. You
There you
might
go.
even get a trophy,
Yep.
Nice.
or at least a ribbon.
All
Fair
right,
enough.
Bear.
Uh-oh.
Yes.
Do I have one more? Oh, yes. I'm
Sorry.
a yes.
Yes.
I'm a yes. No, you're done, Bear.
Good.
We
I got
could-
tired explaining all the cool cars I
Yeah.
picked for you guys.
We
You
couldn't
guys
end-
just shot down immediately.
We couldn't end on those shit boxes.
Closed that tab, but it's still there.
What tab?
No, he's just hovering like a little bird.
Okay.
Go ahead.
I like it.
It's not.
1999 BMW 740i Short Sport.
I like the stripes.
I like the wheels. I like 7 Series BMWs. You said it's a short sport
Short sport.
because I kind of like the Dictator model better.
Actually, that's not a short sport,
It doesn't look short.
is it? says 740i, not IL.
Yeah, I think it's a short one.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay. It looks longer there in that picture. Might be short.
Mm.
Anyway, I like those seats.
I feel like 26 is a good price for that.
I think
'Cause
so too.
It seems to be in good order. I'm assuming that that's a V8.
Yes.
Suitable for being armored if you're so inclined.
I think I'd prefer that over the V12 in that car.
Maybe. Prefer it.
Yeah.
It's going to be, I would think, more reliable than a V12,
Yeah.
but not necessarily. Why would you take that picture at a boat ramp?
I don't know.
I mean, other than just maybe saying it's a boat.
I'm scared just looking at that.
The parking brake works.
Yes.
Maybe he's got somebody in it holding down the brake.
Hope so.
Um,
I think the E38 is maybe the best looking 7 Series.
it is good looking.
I'll give you that. So what's Alpina on it besides all the
I think the
body
stripes and the front spoiler.
and the wheels?
Nope.
No.
It's a good wheel, though.
It is a good.
I think that's a BMW wheel.
No, it's way too big.
Nope.
It's like a bigger version of the BMW.
Could be, but it's definitely the BMW wheel. And that's like 750 hood.
What?
Presumably the 740 was a 4-liter and the 750 was a 5-liter.
Yeah, 750 is the V12. It had bigger grills than the 740. It's a good looking car.
Yeah, I mean, yes.
What's the number?
26.
26.
How
And it had
many miles?
87,000.
That's not a lot.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, 20-inch style 32 wheels. It's factory wheel pair.
Wow.
Yes.
I'm a yes.
I mean, yes.
Next.
Last. Not just
Last.
next. The last one.
Watch this.
Because we couldn't end on one of Bear's shitboxes.
No, but
Did we end on one of my shit boxes?
Nope, we ended
No.
on one of my shitboxes.
Yay.
it's not the one I thought it was going to be.
How much?
It doesn't matter.
Bid to
82?
82.5. I did not realize that was a no sale. Why would that? It seems like that'd go for more.
Yeah.
It's not the most appealing Porsche.
Hyundai all belt 3.6 RS style Vario Ram 6-speed transaxle
Man, I don't know.
blue. So RS Club Sport style 95 911 Carrera 3.6 on the all 6-speed.
Looks good. What is that? Blue?
Yep, midnight blue metallic.
It's a good blue. I don't hate the wheels. It's
The
not my
wheels
favorite
are
body
amazing.
style.
The wing is way too big, but maybe that's a Club Sport thing.
Mhm.
Maybe that's why the interior is just
Gone.
gone and partially tan and red and black.
So tan wouldn't be bad with that color.
Oh, it's got no heat.
No. I'm gonna know.
Well, it's a Club Sport, right?
Yeah.
Those, I don't think would have had heat.
I think Club Sport would have had heat.
You think?
Think so. It's got a lot of expensive bits in it. Interesting.
But it is not aesthetically pleasing
What do you mean?
What?
on the inside. The outside is okay.
Outside.
The only thing wrong with the outside is the wing.
The thing wrong with the outside is that it's a mid-90s. And those aren't the greatest looking Porsches.
I'm a big 993 fan, so I disagree.
I think
Well, that is
your
right.
eyes don't work properly.
I think it's a shame that they gutted the interior.
Well, they went Club Sporty, but like I would do Club Sport. Just take all the shit out of it.
I'm a no.
I mean, I could. And it looked like it maybe had a cage in it, or is that Club Sport carpet?
I'm gonna guess it probably had a bolt-in cage of some sort. Yeah,
Yeah, because the dash is all indented where the cage was.
yeah. So that was somebody's track car.
Yeah.
With a rusty screw eye.
I think that's
That's
for
where the
seatbelts.
seatbelts would have gone, which were in the wrong location.
It seems like they didn't do a very good job of preparing this for sale.
I don't know why they wouldn't have just left the cage in it if they're doing. Look at the battery tie down.
What? Oh, just a strap iron.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's inelegant.
All
That's
right. I
good.
guess I'm seeing why it didn't hit the number they wanted.
Yeah.
You got to clean stuff like that up.
Yeah.
That's terrible.
Well, it's so bad. Yeah. I don't know why you wouldn't just leave the cage in it if you're doing a RS Club
I don't
Sport
either.
kind of thing.
Perhaps the cage was no longer legal for whatever they were doing, and they took it out and then decided not to mess with it and just sell it.
Only reason I could think
What
he took it out was to maybe put it in another car, or
Maybe. I'm guessing this was just a track day car.
yeah,
So there's not going to be
it's not going to be like spec rules or
right.
yeah. If you got one of
It
those,
appears
that's
to have
just
been
track day.
partially stripped from race bits, track day bits.
What?
It appears to have been partially stripped of its track day bits.
Kind of looks like the only thing they took out was the roll bar.
And
Yeah,
the fire extinguisher.
Yeah, but
yeah, but they left them out.
It just seems kind of half-assed and
It's because
non-directional,
yeah.
and whatever that is.
I guess if you throw the carpet over it, you can't see the janky battery tie down.
Then don't take a picture of it. There's just a lot of stuff there that I don't like the way it's
yeah,
done.
that's kind of janky too.
Yeah,
It wouldn't have taken a lot more effort to do that shit well.
Well,
I mean that.
I mean, if you go to a track day, you'll see all kinds of stuff like that. But
Yeah,
I think if you're selling the car, especially something like that, I think you would just go in there and fix a lot of that.
right.
Wouldn't you rather
Well,
fix
some
it
of that
while you
stuff
own
to
it?
fix is kind of expensive.
Like what? The
I mean,
battery hold down?
you buy a battery hold down.
It's
You
not
buy
expensive.
no, it's
Even if
not.
you put like your CarTech battery kill in there,
Yeah,
how much was that thing? $500?
300, three something.
Three something?
Which I got a story about that later.
Um, that's I don't know.
Clean up the wiring a little bit, vacuum it,
Yeah,
finish taking the fire extinguisher out or don't.
right. I mean, I would have just got rid of those little floorboard things altogether.
Yeah,
Yeah.
especially because it looked like one of the seat belts was bolted to it at one point.
You think that's what that was? That was for the sub belt?
Next to the fire extinguisher?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
No.
That was that had to be for the sub belt.
No, it's way
Not
too far forward.
those.
Because those are briefcase handles.
Yeah, there's a eyelet like those on the diamond plate right next to the fire. That right there.
Oh, that's through the floor.
Sure about that?
Yeah, it's
Okay.
cut out for the
Oh, I see. That's cut out. Yeah. Okay.
It still looks bad.
scared me.
Yeah.
But anyway, I think I would have been a yes at the bid to price. I don't know about a lot more, but it seems like that car would be worth a lot more.
I'm a no.
I think you put a couple grand in that thing, it's going to be worth a lot more.
I think if a person
It's got a
doesn't,
lot of stuff. I mean, what's an audio built 3.6 cost?
but if a person doesn't
Yeah.
bother to clean up their wiring and fix their battery tie down, and
Well, some of these guys that do
can't-
track day stuff, they don't know any better.
You can't
they
use
just
that argument. You're looking at cars and saying, "Oh, they have shitty tires on them." I'm not. That doesn't bother me. If you don't spend the money to put decent tires on your car, how
But-
can I trust that you've done all of the other stuff right?
decent tires might be just, I need some tires to sell this.
Okay,
That's a person who, over the course of owning it, didn't bother to do anything right.
that could be exactly the same
same
thing.
exact thing.
I'm still a no.
I'm gonna
I
put
bet you this car has better tires than any of the cars you picked.
this car needs new
Right.
control arms, but I need to sell it, so I'm not gonna spend. I'm gonna buy the Chinese ones off of eBay. It's
Yeah.
the same thing as buying cheap tires.
No,
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it is.
no, because cheap tires are obvious, but cheap control arms aren't.
Right. That's even easier for him.
It's got new ones.
It's more
That's all you got to
dishonest.
say.
Anyway, I'm a no.
I mean, yes, fair.
Ooh.
I mean, it's a 993
It's so much power
It's
you
an-
possess, Bear.
It's a 993.
with a 3.6 Audiol engine.
I know. It's cool. The Soren, there's a little bit with Soren. There's enough janky stuff on this thing that I don't like, but I think you could clean up a lot of it fairly cheaply and make a really nice car.
Yeah, heater boxes are the only thing that really bother me in there. I don't know how hard.
So would you convert this to street? I don't know what this guy. Why
Yes.
this guy took the roll cage
That's a
out?
street car,
With no
Yeah,
heater.
I agree.
especially if you're going to spend $100,000 on it. That's a street car.
I wouldn't buy it for 100.
Okay,
So 2 no's.
I'm a yes.
And on that disappointment,
We're done.
I think so.
Okay.